television for your information. Listen, Savannah news. We are the best. Savannah, Toronto. We are the best. Savannah news. We are the best. The deep truth without fear. Savannah news. We are the best. It's my choice. It's your choice. Nobody. Savannah. We are the best. One more time, my brother. We are the best, my sister. Savannah news. We are the best. Regular movie. True life story. Savannah news. We are the best. One more time, my brother. We are the best, my sister. Savannah news. We are the best. Canada, Toronto. Are you ready for your formation? Savannah news. We are the best. SSN TV for your information. Listen, Savannah news. We are the best. Savannah news. We are the best. Present Jimmy Adekunle. Listen.
Yes, good morning. Today, second day of the year, 2nd January 2022. Happy Sunday to all my viewers across the world. I remain your regular host, Ambassador Olujimi Adekunle Lijoka, reporting from Savannah News Television this morning on our normal routine press review. And first on our news this morning is coming from the Punch newspaper. Headline: Makinde mounts as Oyo government confirm Olubadan's death. The paramount ruler, the Olubadan of Ibadan, is dead. Next here is tears as body of late Olubadan Saliu Adetunji arrives palace. It's sad that in a space of a month we lost two paramount rulers from the southwest. I'm referring to the Shon of Ogbomosho that joined his ancestors, and now again this new year is the Olubadan of Ibadan. Still on the Punch newspaper this morning, Sunday, powerful forces imposed Ganduje on Kanu in 2019. That is coming from the former governor Kwankwanso in Kanu. Helpless youths hooked on Colorado met gutter juice, other worsening Nigerian drug abuse burden. Imagine, helpless youth because they are jobless, and the next thing they know to do best is to go into all sort of vices. I can't still imagine human being inhaling the steam from Sokaway. It's still, I don't know the coloration about that. That it can be that somebody will just put his nose in Sokaway to inhale the smelly whatever steaming smell from Sokaway to get high. That is to tell you the level of decadence in our society in that country. Still very bad news again. Gunmen kidnapped 7 Monash families. 7 Monash families killed 2 after DSS adversary. Gunmen kidnapped 7 Monash families, kills 2 after DSS adversary. I think let us go deep into this news for more clarification. No fewer than 7 traditional rulers and their family members have been abducted in the past 2 weeks. Sunday Punch findings have revealed Checks by our correspondent indicated that between December 5th and 31, gunmen attacked traditional leaders in different parts of the country, including the southeast and southwest, after a security advisory by the Department of State Service. Findings show that 4 monarchs were abducted and 2 killed. Also, family members of the district head were kidnapped during the period under review. That is coming from the Punch, despite advice from the Directorate of State Security, DSSS. It was revealed that on December 15, gunmen abducted and killed an Imo monarch, Paul Ogbu, and 1 other in Okigwe. Another traditional ruler, Acho Ndukwe, who was kidnapped with Ogbu, disclosed that the abductors killed him. On December 23rd, a traditional chief, Emmanuel Obafemi, the Odolofin of Ijaikiti, was abducted and 40 million was demanded as ransom. It was later released after paying 2 million. That is still the state where the governor said he has solution to security challenges in Nigeria. I'm referring to Kayode Fayemi of Ekiti State. That is where they still kidnapped a traditional chief, and ransom was paid before he was released. Apart from that, still again in Ekiti, government abduct 2 on Christmas Day in Ekiti. Troop deployed as government abduct Plateau monarch lawmaker laments. So you can find all that in the Punch. You just recording reflecting on what happened. What happened towards the end of last year and this year. This one is African news. Fire got South African Parliament building in Cape Town. That was a serious one. Just breaking news. That's breaking news. Crossed overnight. 1 died, 2 injured in a motorcycle vehicle collision. They were celebrating, and they celebrate. We always want people. You better be careful of why we celebrate. The best you can celebrate yourself, you can do celebration of this magnitude is either being with your family in your home, in your various homes, or in churches. And after church service, go straight to your house gently. Stop drinking and driving. You can see now, one have died during the crossover night. He died. Did we say now he saw the year? Or he died in 2021 or 2022? Police kill bandits. Rescue 9 kidnapped victims in Kaduna forest. That is a good one from the police. 1 killed, 4 injured as Amotekun suspected hoodlums clash in Osun. That is all you can still get from the Punch newspaper. AFAN promised farmers irrigation facilities to boost production. That is Farmers Association of Nigeria. Federal government target 40 billion investment in digital infrastructure by 2025. That is coming from federal government. PFAs invest 155.44 billion pension fund in real estate in Nigeria. Buhari's aide welcomes Kwakwanso to APC amid defection rumor. Fayemi X8 others battle for APC governor's ticket in Ekiti. Still on the Punch, why I turned down NFF technical director job. That is coming from Olofinjana. I think we all know Seyi Olofinjana, who was the Super Eagles midfielder in those days. He said he turned down the job of being a technical director of NFF, that is Nigerian Football Federation. He said he turned it down. I was named loan manager. Okay, he has been working. He has the experience. Actually, Sheyi has been working with Wolverhampton Wanderers in the UK. And he said he turned it down because he doesn't want to be entangled in Nigerian politics that is ruling the NFF. That is coming from Sheyi. But I think he should have taken that position to play his own part as a Nigerian. It's a call to duty. So I don't know. I don't know. To me, he should have. It's a call to duty to the father's land. You know, but it's okay. He has his own opinion. It's his own personal opinion. So there's nothing anyone can do about that. From the Punch right now, we move on to the Vanguard. The Vanguard. This is very interesting. Lekan Balogun may become next Olubadan. Lekan Balogun may become next Olubadan. We all know how they select the Olubadan. It's a different type of selection, unlike other kingdom where some kingdom the first son of the Kabiyesi will ascend the throne. Some the family, the lineage of the royal house, any of the houses will ascend the throne. But for Ibadan, it's a lineup sort of. We have the Otun, we have Egbakeji, you have like that, Egbakerin Olubadan, Egbakarun Olubadan, like that. And I think the next to the Olubadan, which I know is the Otun Olubadan of Ibadan. And this happened to be Senator Lekan Balogun, who is the Otun. He's the next in. So everybody knows who will become the Olubadan when the Olubadan leaves office. Everybody it's an arranged style of reality. As he dies now, the thing will shift again. Somebody else will come again and fill that position. So it will be going like that, you know. So now there's speculation that Senator Lekan Balogun may be the next in line as the Olubadan, following the demise of Oba Saliu Adetuji, according to the laid down hierarchy of accession the Ibadan throne. So that is it. That was told earlier. There is a hierarchy of accession. So there is no ambiguity about it. I don't know whether it has happened before, whether they jump it. I don't know. But the normal thing is the person in line, the person next to Olubadan will take over, and this now fall on the Otun Olubadan of Ibadan land, Senator Lekan Balogun. From that Ibadan story, now we move on to another story making headline. There may be no government in Abuja after Buhari. That is coming from Chief Olufalaye. He said there may be no government in Abuja after Buhari. There is this saying that if a young man climb an iroko tree, he cannot see what an old man will see sitting down in his couch. And this man have said it. He said there may be no government in Abuja after Buhari. He has his reason for saying that. He has seen what what he has seen, to have to have made this statement. Insecurity. Probe alleged misuse of security votes by governors. Sarah tells Buhari. Of course, the security votes are being pocketed by these governors for their own personal use. If they are using that money that is given to them judiciously, our security will be curtailed to an extent. But most governors see the security vote as their personal money. They just, when the money comes in, they will call the commissioner of police and give him maybe about few millions, maybe about 1 million. They will call the civil defense commander in the state, give him maybe some 2 million like that. They will call the army commander there. Some of them collect up to 500 million monthly. And I can tell you, what they give out to the security commanders in their various states is not up to 10 million. Quote me. I know vividly of Ondo State, where they will call the commander of army, they will give him 1 million, 2 million for impress for the month. They will call commissioner of police 2 million. They will call civil defense commander. This is what they do. So that story is very, 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 very true by Serap, telling Buhari that the governors are not spending, they are misusing the security vote. He's still the Olubadan again. He has tried. He died at 93. What a ripe age at 93. Niger Delta pollution. New revelations on Nembe oil spill. You can get that on the Vanguard newspaper. There are new revelations on the Niger Delta pollution issue. This is coming from the Dowen death, the late of in concern of the late Oromoni. Pathologist report says chemical intoxication caused the death. Chemical intoxication. How? Where? These are the questions. From the football pitch, from falling from the football pitch to now chemical intoxication. We remember Kemi Odunloyo made a statement that he was giving some things to drink for being initiated into a secret court, and a lot of people are calling for Kemi Odunloyo's head. But before Kemi Odunloyo would have come out with that, I'm sure she should have done her investigative journalism thoroughly. And right now, we want to know the type of chemical inhaled that caused this boy's death, which means he was not beaten as alleged. He was given chemical or inhaled chemical. We want to know how he inhaled the chemical and what for, where and when. We are still waiting for all those revelations. Go to the Vanguard newspaper, you get that story fully. Oil belongs to Nigeria. Storm rages over Ike Clark Obasanjo Road. You can get that in the same Vanguard. Fuel price increase. We will shut down Nigeria. NLC warns. That is Nigerian Labour Congress. They say they will shut down Nigeria if Buhari's government try to increase fuel price. 2023, 57 Yoruba groups meet in Lagos over Tinubu Osibajo Fayemi. 57 Yoruba group meet in Lagos over Tinubu Osibajo Fayemi. I think that's a good development. We should not be sentimental here. We should be thorough. Which of them would be good for us as a president? They should weigh all the pros and cons. They should start from the health. They should start from the disposer. They should start from their past antecedents. And they should start from the influence worldwide they may have for us to decide on who we want to bring out for as president. Bandits released 2 more Bethel Baptist students. That is coming up just a few hours from now. Bandits released 2 more Bethel Baptist students. Congratulations to those that are released, because those that went to the kidnapper dens and come out is a big congratulation. Because they can decide to kill, because anybody kidnapped, such person's life is at the mercy of the kidnappers. So they can decide to kill or to free you at that moment. Thank God for the lives of those 2 students of Bethel Baptist School that have been released today. COVID, Forex affected passport issuance. Acting CGI Idris is saying that COVID Forex affected passport issuance. How did COVID and Forex affected passport issuance? I think we have printing and minting in Nigeria that prints money. They should be able to print our international passport. So the issue of Forex should not come to play. That is coming from the Immigration Controller General acting. Glow battle for the year. Nigeria set for next stages. That is Glow. We wish all the people involved the best of luck. From street to stardom, untold story of Celestin Bosco Boys. Wow. (2023) Igbo will be president if they want. That is coming from Igwe Uzoke. If they want. So who doesn't want to be president? They should put their house in order. This is international now. American states diverge on police reforms after George Floyd killings. Remember that the George Floyd that makes his all over the world, I Can't Breathe saga. So you can get that story too in the Vanguard newspaper. Federal government to set up proprietary firms to boost forex trading in Nigeria. You can get that full story in the Vanguard. Wike condemns bandit attacks in Sokoto. It's not even in Sokoto alone, you should condemn it all over. Bandit attacks everywhere. There are attacks in southwest, in southwest, and southeast. So Sokoto is not should not be the main focus too. Nigeria as a whole they are under bandit attack. We all know that, but it's a good one. Police killed 38 bandits, loses 5 officers in Katsina. New Year brings more cancelled flights for air travelers, and that is not unconnected to the ravaging of this virus, Omicron, COVID, and whatever. Attacks on custodial centers. Over 3,000 fleeing inmates still at large. This is worrisome. Over 300 fleeing inmates still at large. Those prisoners that escaped from the prison, 3,000 of them are still at large. And these 3,000 are menace to society. I can assure you that out of these 3,000, 80% of them are back to crime. 80% of these fleeing 3,000 are back to crime. So it's worrisome. Very, very worrisome. Buhari must address our petrol subsidy morass. Does he have answer to that? Read that in the Vanguard. Associates, friends, honor Dakuku Peterside with visit to orphanage, elderly homes. Remember Dakuku Peterside, who is the wanted to be the governor of River State that contested with Wike. I think he's doing his birthday, so friends honored him as they visit orphanage and the elderly homes, which is very, very good and a welcome development. We should celebrate with the vulnerable ones, with the needies at this crucial time of celebrating one's life. From the Vanguard now, we move on to the Nation newspaper. How Olubadan died by palace spokesman. They said he died at the University College Hospital in Ibadan. That is all we know about his death, and we pray that God will grant him mercy journey to the great beyond. Still on the Nation newspaper this morning. This is coming from it's still all about Olubadan, but now we have to leave the Olubadan story to the sports story here, and this is coming from Osimhen, disappointed to miss AFCON, but will be there in spirit. What a comradeship. Super Eagles caretaker coach Austin Ogbovon has said Victor Osimhen is disappointed he will not feature at the AFCON, as he gave a graphic picture of how the decision to exclude the Napoli striker was reached. Ogbovon narrated how he and Osimhen finally reached a decision to leave him out of the AFCON. When he spoke to me yesterday, you could see that he was disappointed. He told me, "Coach, I love, but you have to understand for the fact that I'm not okay." What happened to this guy? I don't want to go into AFCON and not give 100%. It won't be good. He cannot give 100% when it comes to AFCON. I gave him few hours and I called him back again, and the same story. You have to consider the young man's health as well. You see, the guy is, it was a tough one. We spoke on 3-4 different occasions before at midnight. We finally said there's always a tomorrow. It's health first. You see, the guy needs to take care of his health, and he has to his own life first before playing for Nigeria. Because those that play for Nigeria in those days that put their life for Nigeria, where are they today? They are forgotten. You can see some ex-Super Eagles players languishing in health challenges. They are there. Nobody cater for them. So I advise, if you are a sportsman, you make sure you arrange yourself before arranging Nigeria. Because when the chips are down, Nigeria will not be there for you. They will leave you. I've seen a Super Eagles goalkeeper who is languishing now in the sick bed, on the sick bed, staying in a face me I face you house on a sick bed. Nobody's asking, nobody's even talking about him. A lot of them like that. So my advice to you as a sport person: go first for your own health. Go first for your own pocket and play for your club, earn your money before you remember Nigeria, because Nigeria will not remember you when the chips are down. That is my candid and holistic advice to our brothers who are into football. From the Nation, now we move to the Premium Times, the online newspaper. 6 soldiers, 1 policeman 13 others killed by non-state actors last week. That story is worrisome. It's worrisome. 6 months after kidnap, bandits released 2 more Kaduna school students. Oh my God! 6 months after kidnap, that is the Catholic better student. 6 months. I just know it was 6 months after kidnap. They just released 2 of them again after 6 months. I wonder. I can't imagine what they have gone through, those students, in 6 months. Oh my God. Oh my God. Scarcity of Nigerian passports to be over by March. That is coming from the immigration chief. We pray so. Police rescue 21 kidnapped students. Official. I think let us go into deep into this and see where this happened from. The police operative succeeded in rescuing 21 kidnapped students, including 2 female, who were coming from Raini village in Bakura area of Zamfara state to Katsina state for Almajiri Islamic School. They were being rescued by police. Kudos to police for that, for rescuing those helpless students. Oh my God. In 2021, Nigerian Senate sat for only 66 days, broke own rules. In 2021, Nigerian Senate only sat for 66 days, and they are collecting millions upon millions, making billions. Only 66 days, they broke own rule, because there are rules of how many times they have to sit. Now they only sat for 66 days out of the 365 days of the year. Too bad. That is poor. That is poor. Too bad. Boko Haram, while we are closing IDP camps, resettling displaced persons. That is coming from Zulum. Out of Premium Times now, we go on to the last paper of the day, which is the Guardian newspaper of today. And this Guardian take another look. 2022 outlook. Expert wants economy revamped. Citizens' welfare prioritized. That is coming from the Nigerian Labour Congress. Yesterday insisted that its opposition to the pending removal of fuel subsidy is rooted in ideological disposition, with emphasis on what it termed deceit and duplicity associated with the politics of petrol price increase by successive Nigerian governments. That is coming from the Nigerian Labour Congress. You can get that full story in the Guardian newspaper. Still on the Guardian newspaper, Abiodun to Ogun resident, that is the governor of Ogun State, expect more developmental projects. Is coming from the governor. You can read those stories in the Guardian newspaper. NNPC's reform to enhance efficiency, transparency in 2022. There have not been any transparency in NNPC from time immemorial. We pray that what they are preaching now will come to limelight. Because actually, I've not been even hearing of Minister of State of Petroleum. That former minister or former governor. I've not been hearing from him. That Sliver was his name. I've not been hearing. Nigeria. I've not been hearing anything from that Minister of State for petroleum. we have not been hearing anything from that Depriye Tasliva, what's it called? We have not been hearing anything from him as the Minister of State for Petroleum, and he's from Niger Delta. Nothing has been heard from that guy. He just went there and went to the cooler, eating his money, and he just to himself alone. Actually, I'm not even expecting anything tangible from this guy, because this is the guy that embezzled Bayelsa money when he was there as governor. Some of his hotels were confiscated from him, were seized from him. There is this particular hotel I know, which is almost opposite to the Nikon insurance building in Abuja. I've forgotten his name now. That hotel's name now belongs to this guy. That hotel was seized from him. These are money from that have been looted from Bayelsa, and today the guy is a minister of petroleum. This time around, he's coming to sit down on money and to wreck the place. He doesn't even care if development comes to the Niger Delta. Yes, because nobody's even hearing anything from him since the day he assumed the Minister of State for Petroleum. He went silent, and you know there is this adage: you can't be eating at the same time be talking. Tutu's ashes buried in Cape Town Cathedral, which means he was being cremated. On Nigerian sports now, Onyekuru, Uma, 8 others in Eagles camp. You can get all that full story from the Guardian newspaper. Still on the Guardian newspaper now, we are going international. France to ease COVID rules as England says curbs are last resort. You can get those full story at the Guardian newspaper of today, 3rd January 2022. US removes Ethiopia, Mali, and Guinea from trade pact. That's a serious one. US airport collapse as more than 2,700 flights cancelled. Imagine people are stranded. 2,700 flights cancelled. Imagine how many people are stranded. How many passengers are stranded in the US airports? Serious. I won't say that. We are taking the last one now from the Guardian newspaper. 5 dead, 21 injured in bus accident south of Moscow. That is all we can take this morning on our paper review. We ought to have discussed the issue of the budget that was signed by Mr. President. But he signed the budget and he was crying that the budget has been padded. That is the language we should use now. Have been padded, which is their norms in the National Assembly. Their fraudulent ways of enriching their pockets is to pad the budget. What is pad? What is padding? When you bring a budget, for instance, of 1 billion, they will jack it up to 3 billion or to 5 billion, and they will now go back to that agency or ministry to get the proceed of what they have jacked it up to. That is the literal meaning of padding. And to my surprise was that why should Mr. President sign a budget into law when he knows that there have been discrepancies, there have been disparities, there has been fraudulent practice in that same budget. But it went up and what's it called? And sign it into law. I want to bring to the public what Mr. President have itemized of being padded. They listed 5 changes to the 2022 budget by the National Assembly. He listed 15. He listed 15 changes, which is worrisome. 15 worrisome changes. We will take it from number 1. The first, some of the worrisome changes highlighted by Buhari are as follows. 1. Increase in projected federal government independent revenue by 400 billion naira. That is number 1. 2. Reduction in the provision for sinking fund to retired maturing bonds by 22 billion without any explanation. 3. Reduction of the provisions for the non-regular allowances of the Nigerian Police Force and the Nigerian Navy by 15 billion and 5 billion respectively. 4. An increase of 21.72 billion naira in the overhead budget of some MDAs. That's what I was telling you earlier. Why the sum of 1.96 billion was cut from the provision for some MDAs without apparent justification. Maybe those ones, they didn't come and pledge loyalty or pledge allegiance. Sorry. 5. Increase in the provision for capital spending, excluding capital share in statutory transfer, by a net amount of 575.63 billion from 4.89 trillion to 5.47 trillion. Imagine. 6. Reduction in provisions for some critical projects, including 12.6 billion in the Ministry of Transport budget for the ongoing rail modernization projects. You remember Amechi was crying that he needs about 36 billion to power the rail project across the country. 7. Reduction of 25.8 billion from power sector reform program under the Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning. 8. Reduction of 14.5 billion from several projects of the Ministry of Agriculture and introducing over 1,500 new projects into the budget of the ministry and its agencies. 9. Inclusion. If you follow me all this while, from 1 to 8, about almost 6 of them have been reduction. Now, 9. Inclusion of new provision totaling 36.59 billion for the National Assembly project in the service-wide vote. They increased their own budget in the National Assembly by 36.59 billion. 10. Changes to the original executive proposal in the form of new intersection, outright removals, reductions, and or increase in the amount allocated to projects. 11. Provision made for as many as 10,733 projects were reduced, while 6,576 new projects were introduced into the budget by National Assembly. They on their own, they injected 6,576 new projects into the budget. Their own project. That is the padding. They included it into the budget, and it is now a law. Their own projects. These are the projects, their own personal project that they share within themselves. 12. Reduction in the provision for many strategic capital projects to introduce empowerment projects. They are reducing all that, but they increased their own, and they injected more than 6,000 projects into the budget. 13. Insertion of projects that are basically the responsibility of state and local governments and do not appear to have been properly conceptualized, designed, and cost. 14. Many more projects added to the budget of some MDAs with no consideration for the institutional capacity to execute the additional project and or for the increment recurrent expenditure that may be required. They put some projects, they insert some projects into some of these MDAs because they will go back behind to collect those projects to themselves. 15, which is the last. Despite the National Assembly increasing projected revenue by 609.27 billion naira, the additional executive request of 186.56 billion naira for critical expenditure items could not be accommodated without increasing the deficit, while the sum of 550.59 billion naira from the projected increment revenue was allocated at the discretion of the National Assembly. These are the 15 injections made by the National Assembly on the budget. Naturally, the real way to handle things like this is when the budgets are before the National Assembly and they're being reviewed by the National Assembly, they ought to have another section with the executive, with the head of all these agencies and MDAs and ministries. And they now have to streamline everything and come into a conclusion in which, again, onward movement to the president with their decision, both sides. These are what we have reconciled, which is now be tagged the reconciled budget before it ought to be signed into law. But right now, Mr. President has signed this budget into law. We are going to bring in very soon a legal practitioner, a lawyer, to analyze the implication of these differences, of this injection into the budget, and the implication of Mr. President knowing all about all these discrepancies, and he still went ahead and signed it into law. And we learned that Osinbajo was absent in the signing of the budget. Osinbajo, who is a son and a legal luminary, which I think should have given his advice to Mr. President in signing that budget. We learned he was absent in that event of signing the budget. Very soon, we will bring in an expert to discuss this germane issue, the implication on our economy, the implication on the citizenry, and the adverse effect on the lives of the people of Nigerians. Good morning, my people. At this junction, we have come to the end of this morning press review. And as we promised you, we are going to bring in an expert very soon to discuss the implication of this catastrophe of a president signing a blind budget. Good morning.
Like and subscribe to our page on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at Savannah News TV. Tune in and watch Savannah News TV. We are live. Savannah News TV. We create awareness about our place in Africa. Savannah News TV. We are distinct, we are focused, we deliver top-notch news in Savannah News TV. Equitable reporting without fear or favor. Savannah News TV. Things a positive change to us and our environment is our aim. Savannah News TV. Tune in and watch Savannah News TV. We are live. Savannah News TV. Our CEO Prince Radekole Oluchimi Jaffa. Savannah News TV. When he I'm a living witness. Keep watching Savannah. Savannah News TV. Like and subscribe to our page on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at Savannah News TV.
Good morning, viewers across the world. I still remain your regular host, Olujimi Adekanle Lejoka. See you soon. Bye for now.